Mark suddenly disappeared, and no one could have imagined where he ended up. Just moments earlier, he had been standing in a museum surrounded by ancient skeletons frozen in time. Then, a flash of light, and he was gone. When his vision returned, the world was unrecognizable. The air was thick and hot. Massive prehistoric plants towered above him. Strange sounds echoed through the jungle. Chirps, roars, movements hidden in the leaves. Mark wasn't in the present anymore. Then the ground began to tremble. Slow at first, then stronger. Heavy vibrations traveled through his feet into his chest. Out of the trees stepped something impossible. A living dinosaur. Its enormous body moved with calm power, muscles shifting beneath textured skin. Each step pressed deep into the earth. Mark could only stare, frozen between fear and wonder. And then more appeared. An entire herd emerged from the jungle, giants moving together like living mountains. The ground thundered beneath them as sunlight reflected across their backs. High above, winged reptiles glided through the sky, casting shadows over the ancient forest. For the first time, Mark understood that this was Earth, millions of years before humans. But the peaceful moment shattered instantly. A deep, terrifying roar exploded through the jungle. The herd shifted nervously. Danger had arrived. From the shadows stepped a massive predator, built for speed and power. Its eyes locked onto the herd, and then it attacked. Chaos erupted. The giants scattered, the ground shaking violently as dust filled the air. Mark stumbled, barely escaping the pounding feet around him. In the panic, a young dinosaur became separated, injured and vulnerable. The predator changed direction instantly. Without thinking, Mark grabbed a heavy branch from the ground. Fear raced through him, but instinct took over. He struck the branch against a rock. The loud crack echoed through the jungle. The predator paused, just long enough. The young dinosaur escaped back toward the herd, disappearing into safety. The predator hesitated, then slowly retreated into the forest shadows. Silence returned once again. Mark stood trembling, realizing he had just interfered in a world that existed millions of years before him. Above him, a giant flying creature soared across the sky, wings stretching endlessly against the sun. The ancient world felt alive, endless, powerful. Then the air around him began to shimmer. The same force that brought him here was pulling him back. The jungle blurred into streaks of light. Sound faded. And suddenly, the museum returned. Mark collapsed onto the platform, gasping for breath. Visitors walked nearby, unaware that anything had happened. The skeletons stood silent once more. But Mark knew the truth. He hadn't just disappeared. For one impossible moment, he had traveled back to the age of dinosaurs.